Hello, I'm Shaolin Deadly, and you're watching Deadly TV. Let me get through my bear with me. This is my first video ever, and I know that I'm supposed to look up at the camera, but I look at the screen, so excuse me for that. I will get better. I do have notes, so I'm trying to stay on task and not get off task. This is about my hair journey, which I labeled thin and fine. I'm going to do an introduction, give you a little bit of background about me and why I'm doing this video and things like that. 2003, I was doing braids, perms, weave, just all of that, and then I was like, no. So I had talked to this Jamaican and got to asking him questions, and he told me some history about locks and all of that. So in 2003, I did a big chop. But what I did was I put braids in my hair, with weave, and grew out my new growth. And then I had about that much, and then I cut from there. And then I got twisties, and then I let my hair lock up. Now mine were small and uniform. I love my locks. Loved them. And my saying is that I was going to be buried. I'll be buried in locks because I'm not cutting them off and all of that. I did them myself, which was great. So they had more meaning for me. And what happened was, as they grew out, because they got to like right above my butt, as they grew out, I started having problems. Hence the video, thin and fine. That's what I have. I have thin hair, which easily breaks, and I have fine hair, which easily breaks. And then my hair is just really sensitive. Like, it loves to be cared for, but it doesn't want to be touched. Isn't that crazy? But it kind of has that syndrome. So it's like, I need to care for it, and I have to care for it in a certain way and take care of how I do it, and then leave it alone. And then my hair is like, don't touch me. Okay, so I have to care for it and then leave it alone. So I have to braid it up every night, tie it down with the scarf, and then even have like a silk pillowcase or satin pillowcase or whatever is going on there. Because, yeah. So, my locks are heavy, flat out, first and foremost. They're heavy, and the longer they get, the heavier they get. Especially when they're wet, sweating, all of that. So, my hair started pulling on my scalp, which means that I was getting headaches, and my hair started thinning up through here. And I was getting that old man syndrome, is what I call it, when they're bald here, and then they got hair all the way around, down here. So, I'm like, no. And as my locks got longer, I then went in search of a stylist to keep up with the maintenance of my hair. And she's Natural Expressions, shout out to her. She started taking care of my locks and stuff. So, she started putting, I started getting double-headed dragons and everything like that, because I started off with 225, and at the end, I think I had like 215. I was losing locks. And it's funny because we actually kind of got into it a little bit, because I'm like, why is I used to take it down. Like, after I got my hair done, I would undo the two-headed dragons and stuff. And then she explained to me why she was doing it and things like that. I do know a little something about hair. I'm not a licensed hair stylist or anything like that, but it made sense. And then as my hair got longer, I started seeing what she was saying. So that was going on and everything like that. So then she suggested to me that maybe I should get sister locks, because I was telling her I love locks. I don't want to do anything else, all that. So she suggested that. So I came home, researched it, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that's it. when I seen him immediately, I knew, I'm like, that is it. That's what I should have done from the very beginning. I didn't know about him. But if I hadn't known about him, that's what I would have done. So I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's what I want to do. So after 11 years of my locks, I big chopped again, and that was in 2014. So, you know, researching and everything, it says, you know, you're supposed to have a consult with your loctician and all that kind of stuff, which I'm going to do anyway, because I'm picky about who's in my hair, because of my hair. So I went and talked to a couple people, and I actually went and seen this one lady. And I explained to her what was going on and stuff, and she was like, okay. She was like, but I recommend that you wait maybe like 6 months before you even get your install. You know, give your hair time to go through shock and shed and things like that, because she was like, if you've had locks for 11 years and you just, you know. So I was like, okay, I feel that. But I asked her, I was like, if I overrule you and ask you to go ahead and do it, will you? And she was like, yes, of course, you know, but that's what I recommend for you. So I came home. I waited the 6 months. I waited a little bit longer, because then I found out how much it was and things like that. So your girl had to save up a little bit, keeping it real. So I did that, and I'm actually happy I did, because that's when I really learned about my hair. Like, it's 2 years later, because I did that big chop for my locks in 2014. It's 2 years later, and I will we'll get into that, but I really know my hair now, and I know how to take care of my hair. Before, I didn't. Like, I say I do hair. That's why you say I do hair all the time, you know, braids and stuff like that or whatever, but I wasn't taking care of hair. Because even with my first set of locks, and I also think that's part of the problem too, is I cheated. You know, I went straight from braids to locks. You know, I grew out that new growth, you know, and then started twisting them and then locked up. Instead of, like, learning my hair by wearing TWAs and things like that, and I got to do all of that now, so I know how to take care of it. So I big chopped and waited and waited and waited and waited, and I couldn't get the money saved up, to be honest. And I started getting impatient in 2014. So the beginning of 2015, and I remember because it was New Year's, I finished my hair, because I decided that I was going to do my hair, because I started doing some more research after it was very hard to come by this money for my installation. And then things started leading me to other things, of course, with the research, and I found out about braid locks and whatnot. And braid locks, just simply, you start off with braids and then your hair locks up. I found out about that, and I found out the difference between Sista locks and micro locks and the battle with that and all that kind of stuff like that or whatever. And I was like, that's it. I said, I think I can do my hair, and that's the way I can go about doing it, because I need the parts, you know. So individually braid my hair and letting it lock up from that. So that's what I did, and I finished on New Year's. And I realized immediately that, you know, that it wasn't going to work, for the simple fact that I ended up having like 240, something like that, in my hair. And I'm like, that's about the same amount of locks I had before. So that's not going to be sister locks. That's just going to be locks. You know, that's not going to be micro locks or whatever. It's not sister locks, whatever. I don't want the mafia to come get me about that. Whatever, however that goes, micro locks. So I was like, that's not going to work. So I took them down and tried to split the ones that I thought were too big, each one of them, and came back, and it still really wasn't right, but I went with it and started interlocking my hair to get the micro locks. And I let my hair grow out. And it was doing good, but I soon realized that, you know, it was not right. It wasn't going to be the effect that I thought that it should be. as far as having sister locks. Because, like, with sister locks, you're at least going to have, like, 400 on your head. Now, me, realistically, with my hair type, I don't think I will ever get 400 on my head. But if I can get close to it, so we're talking about 350, 375, pushing it, then that's micro for me. So, I ended up cutting my hair. So, I installed them January 1st, 2015, and I cut them in August of 2015. And then that's when my hair went down to like almost a low fade, because by the braids being so small, and you already know. But what I did was I just stopped doing whatever it was I was doing, interlocking, all of that, and just took care of my hair, washed it and all that, and let it just grow. And then that new growth, yeah, and then cut that off. But I was hacking in my hair, so my man had to, clean me up with the clippers. And when he got done, I had a teeny weeny afro. I had about that much hair last year in August. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to get this money saved, and I'm going to get my hair sister locked. Well, here it is. May 2016 from August 2015, and no. So, I'm impatient. I miss my locks, and here I go again. But I have more knowledge now, even about the interlocking, because I was doing all of that. So, I have more knowledge and everything, and I was like, I'm just going to take my time and get it right. So, here is what I have. I know it's kind of hard to see. And I have not counted them yet. And, oh my goodness, I'm nervous because, man. But I'm also committed to however it is. If I cannot get the micro locks, sister locks, whatever you want to call them, if I can't get that effect, then I'm just going to let my hair lock up anyway. And, yeah, that's it. So, here it is. Turn around so you can see. I know I have some of them that's coming down, of course. Yeah, put some color in there. There we go. Sorry. And, yeah, so I haven't counted them. I will count them and I will let you guys know. But I'm hoping I at least hit 3 something. If I hit 3 something, then I'll be happy with that. But I don't know. And I've come to the realization that, like I said, I'm not going to get 400. If I do, they would be really small. And I'm nervous about that because of my fine, thin hair. Okay, so I have this fine thin hair, and I've looked up sister locks, micro locks, regular locks, just hair, and I don't see any videos, any pictures for real of this type of hair. And so that is why I'm documenting my journey and what I'm doing. I seen maybe like one video YouTube, and I can't find, it was a long time ago, and I can't find her or whatever, and she had fine thin hair like mine, and I was curious to see how she's been doing, but I can't find it. I'm gonna have to look. That's a lot of searching on YouTube. Anyway, so I'm doing a video for that. I have 4 A, B, and C in my hair, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So, like, my hair from, like, here all the way around to the back is almost bone straight. And it, like, curls at the end. Then, as you go inward, it gets a little bit more curly. You know? It's that loose zigzag pattern. And then right in the crown of my head is the 4C, the real delicate, the one that looks like cotton ball, that has the most shrinkage and is the most delicate and things like that, as far as like trying to get your hair moisturized and hydrated and everything like that. So yeah, so like all of this in my hair will be soaking wet, and then this up here is just fighting the water. It's just crazy. So yeah, to have that type of hair and then trying to do any type of locks, any type of hairstyle, you know, because like I'll be like, oh, I want my hair like that. My hair will never look exactly like whatever picture I'm looking for, because I will never have like the volume and things like that. My hair is always going to be flat to my head. Long as it gets, it's going to be flat. It's never going to be like out, you know, like how it's flaring out now. That's because it's short. That's not going to do that. That's about as much as it's going to get, because yeah. So to explain the difference, because there is a difference between fine and thin, I'm going to explain that before I go. So you have strands of hair, just one strand of hair, and thick, because it goes thin, medium, thick, pretty much. Thick hair is like that strand of hair that you can like tie some stuff off with. Literally, like you can, you know, and it won't break, and it's visible, very visible. And then you have medium, where it gets a little bit less visible and it can break easily. And then you have thin, and that's the one that if you just did like this, you know, you do like this with the hair, it's just one time, bing, that's my hair, thin. So fine, medium, and thick, the difference in that's the actual, I don't know the word I want to look for, but that's like the actual density of your hair, I guess, or whatever. So what I'm saying is, it's like if you was to take one of these squares, and I don't know exactly what the measurement is, I'm just trying to explain so you understand. But say like this is a little square inch right here, one of these squares parts in my head. You count the strands, each strand in that little square area. That is what is fine, medium, and thick. So like a thick person's hair with this little square guesstimation, it would be 80 strands in there. You're going to have 80 strands of hair in this one little square. A medium person will have maybe like 40. Same square, but they got 40 strands of hair. And then thin, or fine, excuse me, fine, me, I got like 20 strands of hair in that square. So that's the difference with that. So I'm all of it. Low porosity. It's hard to get water. It's hard to get my hair hydrated, believe it or not, even though it's fine and thin. See, that's the craziness of it all. Excuse me, my phone is ringing. Oh. I'll call her back. So, yeah. And that's what I have going on. So that's why it was pulling in the weight. So with the interlocking that I also have done so far, like I said, I know that sister locks, micro locks is better for my hair type. And I think that it is more healthy, because you need to think about it. Like when you're doing the comb twist locks and you're using locking gel and all of that, that's in your hair. And that stays in your hair. That becomes part of the lock. So you're adding even more weight to your hair. And 11 years of locking gel, twisting my hair and all of that, that's in there. With interlocks, you don't do anything. Interlocks you treat just like if your hair was not locked. Because, you know, you wash, condition, co-wash, you know, seal oil, do all of that, and you go. You use your hair to lock your hair. You're not using any kind of product, beeswax, locking gel, you know, whatever you're using. Regular old gel, the black gel, all of that. You're not using any of that. You're taking your hair and training it to lock within itself. so your hair is lighter. And that's why you can go smaller like that too as well. So I just know and feel like that's the best solution for me and my hair type and to keep my locks. So that is what I'm doing. And I'm going to take you with me along on my journey as I learn and things like that and go with my hair. So I appreciate that, you guys watch and subscribe, or however you guys do that. Cause I'm new to this, so excuse me again with that. But yeah, like it and just follow me and see how it goes. So one more thing before I close, and that is I'm going to tell you exactly what we're doing on my hair journey. So I had to get the parts in my hair, so I braided it first. And what I did last time was I left the braids in, and then as my new growth came out, I started to interlock my hair. So I had interlock on top and braids on the bottom. And it was cute and everything like that because my hair curls at the end, Shirley Temple style. And it's actually doing that now. You really can't see it with the camera, but... So I went with that. I'm not doing that this time. I'm just giving my hair a break because I just finished day before yesterday putting the braids in. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go back and take each braid down. And then I'm going to interlock it all the way up. So that's what I'm doing. So you can follow me on that, and then once I get it done, and then chart my growth from there. So it's still a process. So yes, now these braids, I will be going back over each one of them and interlocking them and possibly even making them smaller, because to do your own hair is something else, and there is some that's bigger still than others, but I do know that I do have more locks on my head than from last time, so I am happy with that. That's why I'm like, okay, but I haven't counted. And then I will count and come back and tell you that. So next time I do a video, either I'll have half my hair interlocked and I'll probably have that to go, or the whole head will be done. And then I'll tell you about how that was and what happened and all of that. So thank you again for watching, and God bless. Bye.